Good evening, race fans. Happy Monday evening to everybody. We hope you had a great weekend. We hope all the fathers had a wonderful Father's Day, a great Sunday with family and friends. And it's time now for another inside look with the voice of Victory Lane. My name's Kip Thompson, and I thank you for joining my show tonight. I want to come in and do a quick Wayne Gray Memorial Racing recap from the Fayetteville Motor Speedway this weekend. What a great weekend we had. We had a good crowd on hand. We had a lot of cars. Weather was absolutely phenomenal. The sun set over the racetrack on Friday night as we began to practice, and also on Saturday. It was absolutely great. We had a bunch of different feature races there at the Speedway, some epic finishes, a great weekend of racing inside the Fayetteville Motor Speedway. Well, things started off on Friday night with practice at the Speedway, and it was the beginning of a very special weekend when Willie Milliken and his team rode up in their hauler from Roanoke Rapids. Now, Willie normally drives the number 1 MJ Price construction car, and this weekend he and his wife came up with this phenomenal idea to honor Mr. Wayne Gray Sr. And surprise Wayne Gray, Tony, and the whole entire family with a throwback replica of the Fireball 00, a car that was driven by Wayne Gray Sr. back in the 70s. And to tell you how phenomenal that deal was, is this was something that had been in the making for a pretty good little while. You take pictures of a car from back in the 1970s, old pictures that were produced back in 1970, and to be able to give that to someone and do a wrap on a modern day car, it turned out phenomenal. It was just unbelievable. Willie and I had talked about it on Wednesday and Thursday, and when they got to the racetrack, Willie wanted me to go get Wayne, bring him up to the top of the outside pits. We brought Wayne over there, and let me just tell you, I have shared many great moments. I have so many memories with Wayne Gray Jr. and Wayne Sr. and Tony and Miss Ann, the whole entire family. I've known that family for many years, very close to me, people that I think a lot of, that I love dearly. And Wayne Gray Sr. was just a very special guy. And for every year when we have this race, for me to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of the family and honor that man means more to me than anybody watching this video will ever know. I promise you that. But anyway, they unveiled that car and lowered it off the lift gate. And when I have an opportunity to stand back and see my good friend Wayne Gray and see the emotion, the excitement of watching that car be lowered down to touch the ground, was something special that I'll never forget. So our hats go off to Willie and Crystal Milliken, the whole entire Wild Child team out of Roanoke Rapids for doing that. It was a very great thing to do, and it's something that I know that the Gray family will remember for a long time. So the Wayne Gray Memorial starts out on Saturday night with our first legend feature. We had feature number 1. And just so people understand what happens at Fayetteville Motor Speedway now when it comes to our legend series, we have so many drivers in that series, and it's been going on for the whole entire 2022 season. We've averaged about 32 to 33 cars. And what we've been doing, we've been taking the top 16 from the first qualifiers and the second 16 qualifiers, doing 2 features. So just so everybody understands, that's not like an A main and a B main when you watch like the World of Outlaws or Lucas Oil. They are 2 separate features, all in the same. The top 16 go to feature 1, and the remaining 16 go to feature 2. So there are 2 feature races. So in legend feature number 1, Ryan Shabram captures the win. So just to let you know how this series is growing at the Fayetteville Motor Speedway, unbelievable deal for me. So excited to see a young gun in the Legend Series division. 14-year-old Jake Locklear out of Pembroke, North Carolina, driver the number 4, who has been spending time on asphalt and dirt, who is really showing his hand that he's getting a handle on what's going on. Out of 32 drivers, Jake Locklear qualifies second on the outside pole. Right from the start of the race, he was right there at the front, suffered a mechanical malfunction that ended his night. But I promise you, if you remember the name Jake Locklear, you're going to see him finish in the front, and eventually he will visit Racing for Heroes Victory Lane, probably sooner than later. 8 laps into the race, Ryan Shabram, who started 5th, made his move to the front and was able to capture another win inside the Carolina Bull Ring. So congratulations goes out to the driver, number 15, out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Legend feature number 1 inside the Wayne Gray Memorial. That goes to Ryan Shabram. Our second feature of the night was the 602 late models. It was sure enough to be a show right to start with. Zach Blackwell, driver the number 17, Blackwell landscaping machine there, qualified on the pole and on the outside. Definitely no stranger to Victory Lane, driver the number 10, also out of the Rayford, North Carolina area, Daniel Parker. Those guys were side by side coming down the back straightaway as the green flag flew in the air. Zach Blackwell actually gets the jump. We had a caution, and Zach Blackwell ended up pulling into the pits. And from what I understand, something with the power steering, I don't know if it was a power steering pump, a belt, or whatever, but that ended the night for him. And however, Daniel Parker captures another win in the 602 crate late models inside the Fayetteville Motor Speedway. So congratulations goes out to Daniel Parker. As we rolled on through the night, feature number 3, the street stocks. They rolled out, had a good crowd on hand for that, and congratulations goes out to the driver number 13 out of South Carolina, Hank Taylor. Been about maybe his second trip in 2 years at the Fayetteville Motor Speedway, but on this night, it was Hank Taylor's night. He parked the number 13 out of South Carolina in Racing for Heroes Victory Lane. We roll on into the main feature of the night, the I-95 Late Model Challenge. It was $3,000 to win, $250 to start. A great field of cars. Dustin Mitchell on the pole, Michael Roush on the outside, followed by Willie Milliken, Sean Harrell. And I'm just going to tell you, any Saturday night that you go to a racetrack and those 4 are in the top grid of the starting positions, it's sure enough to be a show. Race got underway. We saw some 3-wide action in turns 3 and 4. Caution came out. However, Willie Milliken was able to capture the lead there. And from the drop of the green of the restart, Willie Milliken took the 00, the memorabilia replica car of Wayne Gray Sr., and parked it in Racing for Heroes Victory Lane. I tell you, folks, that was a special night. I've done a many of interviews inside Racing for Heroes Victory Lane, but that atmosphere with the emotion of what a special night that was, that is what Victory Lane is all about. Visiting Victory Lane in a setting like that, hats off to Willie Milliken, Team Wild Child, MJ Price Construction, M&W Transport, BGE Enterprise, and everybody else that's on that car. I'm not exactly sure who all the sponsors are. There's so many people behind Wild Child, Willie Milliken and his crew, and just want to kind of give some of the sponsors that I know off the top of my head a big shout out. This guy did a phenomenal job. Congratulations, Wild Child, Willie Milliken, on winning a big race that was very special to so many people. And man, whenever I asked on the loudspeaker there how many Wild Child fans we got in the house, the place erupted. A great night, and I know that the Gray family was very excited to see Willie Milliken capture the win in the replica Fireball 00 driven by Wayne Gray Sr. So hats off to Willie, Crystal, the whole entire team. A great night for you guys. As we continue throughout the night, next up, the 602 Sport Mod race, Eric Bentley in that number 11 Bentley house moving machine. He and Dustin Watkins, along with Donovan Jackson, Case Daniels, all of those guys, Hook, all those guys in that class, a lot of drivers. Dave Mitchell and I had a conversation today talking about that particular race, and it's just amazing that any given night, anybody in that class can win because those cars are so competitive. So it was a great win there. Eric Bentley, he had some battle scars on the number 11, but he was able to capture the win again there inside Racing for Heroes Victory Lane. The number 11 602 Sport Modified winner was Eric Bentley. We rounded up the night with legend feature number 2, and we were so happy that we had a big crowd of people still stay and watch the race. And honestly, for those of you who stayed, thank you for doing that, and you got exactly what you paid for. Photo finish to end the night for the Wayne Gray Memorial Driver, the number 110. Justin Locklear, been a long overdue win for this guy. Last lap pass right at the finish line. Eddie Bullard came back, from the tail of the field to the front, and I really thought I was walking up the hill and figured I was going to be interviewing Eddie Bullard there, and looked as the cars went across the flag stand. I was like, wow, what just happened? I mean, who actually won? It was that close. I had to look up the leaderboard myself to see that Justin Locklear was able to capture the win. So that was actually pretty cool for me. I had 2 Locklears back-to-back in Victory Lane. I was down at Dillon Motor Speedway. I had a weekend off, went to Dillon Motor Speedway last weekend, and was able to have the opportunity as a special guest to interview Jake Locklear in Victory Lane at Dillon Motor Speedway. And lo and behold, this weekend at Fayetteville Motor Speedway, to end the night in a very special race for the Wayne Gray Memorial, I was able to interview another Locklear. So Justin Locklear, congratulations goes out to you, my man. That was a very exciting interview to talk to you in Victory Lane as well. So congratulations to all of our winners. Congratulations to the Gray family on a very special night. Also, again, we hope all the fathers had a great Father's Day weekend. And also now we set our sights toward the month of July. Fayetteville Motor Speedway going to be off for a few weeks. We'll come back with the Blue Ridge Outlaws on July the 9th, followed by the Carolina Clash Super Late Model Dirt Series, I-95 Late Model Challenge. So we got a lot of things going on in the month of July. Also, we have support classes there, but the headliner events for the whole entire month of July will be late model. So we call that at the Fayetteville Motor Speedway, July, the month of nothing but late model. So we hope you'll come join us. Be sure to look up on Facebook, Fayetteville Motor Speedway Facebook page, all the live events, everything going on as far as schedule events. It's all available right there on the Facebook page. Also, for those of you who cannot make races with us inside the Carolina Bull Ring on a particular Saturday night, go to FayettevilleMotorspeedwayTV.com. FayettevilleMotorspeedwayTV.com and subscribe, and you can watch all the races live. And once you have the subscription, you can go back and watch other races from previous weekends as well once you buy that subscription. So again, FayettevilleMotorspeedwayTV.com. July, going to be a great month for us. We are going to take a few weeks off, and we look forward to having a lot of late model action, ground pounding, dirt flying action inside the Carolina Bull Ring, the Fayetteville Motor Speedway. Also, I'd like to give you an opportunity to go to YouTube and look up Voice of Victory Lane with Kip Thompson. Like the page, share, subscribe. We're trying to get this thing up and running off the ground because I'm going around to different racetracks. Fayetteville Motor Speedway is my home racetrack, but when I'm off, I go to other racetracks and want to promote what things are going on elsewhere and talk to drivers and do some sponsor highlights and stuff. We got a lot of stuff in the works, and we want you to be a part of that, and we thank you for your support. Announcing in Racing for Heroes Victory Lane at Fayetteville Motor Speedway is a passion that I have. I enjoy talking with drivers. It is a place of pure emotion. As the Rooster called it one night when I was on the Shine Runners radio program with he and Swanee. Thank you guys for what you guys do. Also for AJ Ballinger, Bell Groves, and Chad Groves, what you guys do on your shows too. It's not a competition between anybody. It's all about promoting the sport that we love. So make sure you go to Voice of Victory Lane with Kip Thompson on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you very much. This has been a Wayne Gray Memorial recap weekend video inside the Voice of Victory Lane with Kip Thompson. Thank you so much for watching. And who knows? Be on the lookout. I'll be coming to a racetrack near you pretty soon. Thanks for watching.